Hello everyone, my name is Joachim and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. As you can see, I am once again outside and there's quite a bit of wind. I hope it won't interfere with the sound too much, but I'll do my best. Today we're going to talk about Kickstarters, the ones that are on the way, the ones that I think will arrive in February and March. I did some checking, some will, some won't, and there's a fair amount of them, but I'm going to do it the following way. I am going to talk about them one by one. First, I'll tell you a little bit about the game, and then I'll tell you what the status is of the shipment. I am logged in, so you will see what I backed, but in general, it'll be, I think most of the time, just all in. Now, it might look like a lot of Kickstarters, but do bear in mind, due to shipping and everything else, they are really bunched up. They're supposed to be a lot more spread out. But anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at the browser, shall we, where I'll go over them one by one. The first one is the Warehouse 13, the H.G. Wells expansion. Now, I don't own the base game. I don't own the base game, so I ordered the full pack as usual. And what is Warehouse 13? Basically, this is just the expansion, so I'll show you the base game. It's, if you've seen the series, not an amazingly good series on sci-fi, but it's just about these two agents in the middle here. Oh, I've forgotten their name actually. All I know is that one of them, the woman here, this one, the leading lady together with the guy, is called Micah, which is the same name as my daughter. It wasn't on purpose. I don't like Warehouse 13 that much. I just realized afterwards. Anyway, so basically, it's 3 to 5 players, and it's a co-op, but there's a trader mechanic. Like someone is working for the other side, and you're trying to get 3 artifacts before they get 3 artifacts. But of course, you don't know what the other person is doing. Yeah, you're trying to stop a bad guy, but the bad guy has an ally in your group, but you don't know who. And apparently at the end of the game, you will have one final chance to find out who it was, and so on. There's also a 2-player version. There's not a lot of pictures. You can see this Kickstarter is still, like, I would almost say a little bit the olden days, because it's very bare bones and basic. Not that much to see. But I remember back then I did watch some videos and I did really like it. The series is worth checking out because it's fun, you know, just like some popcorn, chips, whatever, and just sit and watch. You're not gonna be like, oh my god, I wonder what happens next. But you know, it has all these kind of artifacts and everything. I don't know, I liked it, and it also helped me make a decision to get the game. So how is the delivery coming along? So it's supposed to be in March 2022, and the updates say that it's going as it is going. There's already some North American fulfillment, but for the world, basically, they are keeping it until they've printed everything and then shipping it all together. So the exception is North America, where they're already shipping it separately. Haven't seen, there's people here saying they received already some stuff. So yeah, okay. Let's move on, shall we? Because we have a lot of ground to cover. The next one is Empyreal, Spells of Steam. This was, I was told this is like a Ticket to Ride on speed. First of all, it looks amazing, as you can see. The insert and everything, very colorful. Basically a train track connection builder, but then everybody has crazy magical powers to make it a lot more interesting. You can see very, very pretty. Also a huge fan of what's the name of the country? The company again. Level 99. Yeah, huge fan of them as well. So yeah, this is supposed to also ship in or be delivered in March 2022. And according to the updates, they have a little pause because of Chinese New Year. Now, of course, by now this has finished, but there's no new update since then. But they did say that they should be able to get things out of China ahead of Chinese New Year. Oh, no, they won't be able to. So they're delayed for a couple of weeks. So probably looking at the May 2020 date that were predicted in an earlier update. So yeah. Anyway, so good enough, right? Next is Eternal Palace, a dice placement and painting Euro game. Very, very pretty, as you can see. It's very, very, very nice. There's just already there's a huge reason why I love dice placement. I love the way it looks. Yeah, just really excited by this one. Really looking forward to it as well. And the shipping state, this was supposed to be delivered this month. And according to the updates, it will probably be mid-March. They say they are roughly on track. The pledge manager hasn't closed yet, so I think delivering in February was always kind of difficult maybe. But they do say they're ready for the games to be collected at the end of February, meaning that backers in Asia, so Hong Kong, me, should begin receiving their awards early to mid-March, and the rest of the world in early April. So there's always delays according to sea freight, but that doesn't apply to me normally. So yeah, cool. Anyway, also you have you can actually play it on Tabletopia, so there's that as well. Okay, so excited about that one. Then we have My Father's Work. That is one that I'm really looking forward to. I feel like I sound like a broken record. Of course, I'm looking forward to all these games because I backed them. But you know, they're all different type of games as well. So different games can make you feel giddy, right? You're like, oh, I want it. So this is definitely something that I want. It's 2 to 4 players, computing mad scientists, entrusted with a page from their father's journal. And you have also a large estate where you can do your experiments and basically trying to complete your father's work. Looks deliciously nice, to be honest. Different scenarios as well, as you can see. A big story book, 60,000 plus words, chronicles different maps where things are happening, exploring the town. Looks like extremely nice organizer, really, really nice. So when I see this, I'm often afraid it's gonna have a big delay, but I'm happy to say that this is also on track. As you can see here, in January 20th, it's almost time. So fulfillment news, it's on its way to all fulfillment centers and should begin arriving at ports over the next couple of weeks. So very, very nice. They have some pictures as well that look great. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Next up is Chai Tea for 2. No idea. Now it does say estimated delivery February 2022, which is true. And well, first let's talk about the game, why I backed it. Because I like Chai, the original one. It looked really pretty. I was really on the fence, and then last minute I jumped in, and I have to say I regretted it. I'll tell you why in a minute. You can play it solo, 1 to 2 players. It looks very pretty, just like the original Chai. And it just seems like, you know, I thought this would be something that you can whip out, a little bit filler maybe, because it says it's only like 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And it just looks really nice, right? Really nice presentation and everything else. So why am I not convinced about this at the moment? It's because it says here January 19th, the print and pray is released and everything. And they do say they're currently finalizing container space for the US and Germany, but they don't really say anything about anywhere else, just for those 2. And well, there's another reason why I'm not that optimistic about this campaign. Because, for example, here as a backer on high tea, I can't complete the PM. It's really unfair, the pressure with the clothes. There's other stuff that happened here. Now, I'm going to go back to this when I talk about high tea, because that's also on this list. That is also coming. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. At the moment, the way it looks here, it seems to be on track. But high tea kind of messed up my confidence in the company. We'll see. It's a shame because I really, really like Chai and they seem like really nice people, but I'll get back to that later. Okay, it's coming. Then we have Vengeance, Roll, and Fight, which I got the all-in Rampage, the base game, and then different episodes. Basically an action movie in a box where you play a vigilante intent on wiping out the gangs that plague your city. How does that not sound amazing? And on top of that, it's designed by David Turchi and Noralie Lubbers, I don't know about that, and Goran Kalecha, but you know, David Turchi, of course, immediately is very famous. The other two could also be famous, could be my limited knowledge. 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes. You have a solo mode, of course. This is a roll and play, and I also ordered a base game. So yeah, it just, the fact you're in an action movie says enough already, right? And you have different characters and so on, different abilities. Yeah, so very, very, very excited about this one. And it's February 2022, and this one is on track as well. However, it is kind of like you see pictures here. It's here. It's waiting to be assembled. It's ready, and this is in January 20th, so a month ago. But then the thing is as well, it says here, that means that production for Vengeance and Roll and Fight finished on time, but since shipping prices are unfortunately soaring up again, it's going to be, they decided to combine the shipment with Post-Human Saga, The Journey Home. So it's delayed a couple of weeks. So yeah, they're in the process of booking a ship, and since then we haven't really heard anything yet. So I guess we'll have to see. You know, tentatively, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated, or if you've seen unboxing on the channel, you know what happened. Then we have Long Shot, the dice game, about basically horse races. I've always liked horse races in general, not to bet on, I'm not a gambler, but just to play them. And this just looked awesome. Just a small box game, small box, decently small. Horse cards make races unique. Ride in a race, 1 to 8 players. Look at all these different horses, these cards. Look awesome, very colorful. Got some good reviews. Of course, you also always have to take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, just the fact that I can play it solo makes me look forward to it. February 2022, and that is still on track, so I'm very happy about that too. It says here, games are shipping to backers. The update was only a little while ago. The USA seems to be begin shipping. Canada as well. Australia is scheduled. This is supposed to be next week, so this could be arriving anytime. But of course, there was Chinese New Year, so it could be a little bit delayed, but we'll see. It's on the way, making me a happy panda. All right, so here we go. Hidden Leaders is the next one, also on track. So I know it's a little bit, I'm saying kind of the same thing, but Hidden Leaders for me is an exception in game because it's a deduction game. I tend to not play deduction games, but I was roped in by many people saying this is gonna be awesome. So yeah, my first real deduction game. Normally I don't like them, not for werewolves or any other kind of deduction, social deduction stuff. But this one, for some reason, I don't know. It really spoke to me. You have the different factions. They have a lot of different abilities as well. So in short, I don't know, the game of 2021. Maybe that's true, according to Gus, who is French. But yeah, I don't know. I just you need to gamble sometimes, right? You can always find that one game that normally doesn't appeal to you, the mechanics, and it might just happen. This one is on track once again. Chinese New Year. But you can see here the boxes are ready. English and French copies are 73% have moved. It took 2 weeks longer to get a container than expected, but they should be arriving in 3-4 weeks. So the other languages are also there. 14% of all copies were German, so they're also a little bit delayed, it seems, because of Chinese New Year, and all other languages they are still on the way because it's still translating, it seems, and everything. Okay, so yeah, I think in Asia they say it might be earlier than that, so also could be arriving anytime soon. Very, very nice. And then my mind, my memory is how many players? 2 to 6. Okay, so I should be able to play it with my friends here, even though Omicron is reigning supreme. Next one is Tiny Turbo Cars. So Tiny Turbo Cars. No, don't know if I'm still that excited. This is another one. I backed it, I cancelled, and then I backed it again and I cancelled. And I thought, oh, but this could maybe with the right people, this could be really fun. So I backed it again. But now I have a lot of games like that could be fun with the right people. But the problem with games that are fun with the right people is you need the right people, and if you don't always have them, the game doesn't come out all that much. And then I'm so scared this is just going to be a gimmick and it's going to be hardly played. I'm going to be honest. I guess we'll see how long it'll stay in my collection when it does come out. I mean, it looks cool and everything, but I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. Hopefully it'll prove me wrong. Okay, so what is the deal with the shipping here? Well, it says here supposed to be December 2021, so obviously it is late. But I think that was the case with the previous one as well, no? Oh no, January, yeah, 1 month late. But this one is now 2 months late, and the update here is that it is unknown. No big news on the production just yet. Factories are closed because of Chinese New Year. And since then, it was the 1st of February, since then there are no updates anymore, just some stuff, some expansions that they did. But purely delivery, it just says we don't have any updates. We'll know more in the next few weeks. So who knows, right? And then we have Paleoamericans, Endless Winter. So all the way around, Endless Winter, Paleoamericans. This is one that I also had to be convinced by. In the end, I did go for it, and I am cautiously excited by it. I'm saying cautiously because any time that you have to be convinced by something, maybe it's not a good idea to back it at all. It's always better to be convinced after people have received their games and played, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm in, instead of just saying being convinced by other people without them even having played it. Not talking about kind, I'm just talking about general internet, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So, but you know, worker placement and everything, I mean, you can see when you look at it, the style, yeah, so we'll see. You see here, this is how to play. You play the cards to get the benefits, then you place them on action columns to do an action, then you place your cards face down, you reveal and then sees what happens. So the revealing is always cool, of course, gain the benefits and so on, so on, so on. So yeah, I pledged for €1, but then in the end, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I went all in again. I forgot actually. So that's cool. I'm not even going to check. I want to see eventually what I got when it arrives. But what is the status? Because it was supposed to arrive December 2021, which obviously it didn't. And it's going to be a while longer because the update said that factory finally opened after Chinese New Year, and they're about to start mass production. Okay, so basically it says here, we are waiting with great enthusiasm for this week to hear more about the mass production schedule and then share it with you. So it is coming. It'll be delayed. Obviously, it's already delayed, but it is moving forward. They haven't reached the shipping phase yet, so that could be another problem. Let's put it like that. I'm not going to try to use fancy words. No fancy words, just problem. Then we have the USS Freedom. This is it seems to me like it's a crazy game. It's a fun especially cooperative open world free roaming space themed board game. Just look at all these people. You have Harry Potter in there, which of course will not be named Harry Potter. You have a werewolf. You have all these different crazy characters, and they'll be on board your starship. It has 36 standalone missions, 16 minutes. There are 11 different ways to win, and no campaigns are the same. So many different characters, and they're actually still working on it. Like you have the janitor. Of course, the janitor are in a lot of these games. Like the captain is dead also has a janitor and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. It looks crazy. It has standees, which, you know what? It's weird to say, but it's kind of refreshing after all the minis, and at least I don't have to paint them because I'm really bad at painting. I mean, not the actual painting, but the amount of painting I do. It's way too slow. Okay, so yeah, looking great, looking great. Supposed to be delivered in December, of course, was not delivered, and at the moment it's apparently almost finished. Okay, once again, Chinese New Year is there. But they're very pleased with the progress. So they're working on translations. Production will be almost done before they start the miniature campaign for the Death Touch. Yeah, they're going to start an extra campaign for USS Freedom where every standee will become a miniature. So, but yeah, they say that they are on, you know, that it seems to be moving forward. And you can see they have also changed some of the characters if people said they didn't like it. Also, some of the mechanics they have changed to make it better. So yeah, in general, almost everything is finalized for production. So that's where they are at. Then we have Bone to Pick. Now this one, card game, 20 minutes, 2 to 6 players, looks nice, just a simple card game, a filler, you know what fillers are. Nice, looks cool, that's why I got it. Wasn't that expensive. Supposed to be here in 2021, December. Of course, hasn't arrived yet. But they do have a production update with pictures. And the prototypes were quite okay, but they still need some adjustments. So of course they are not in full production yet because they're still dealing with that. But as you can see here, it actually looks very nice, very colorful. Yeah. And this is of course a different games here at the bottom. I don't know if I backed Sonia as well. I hope I did, but I don't think so. Anyway, doesn't matter. So up on to the next one. We have the Tiny Epic Dungeons. I can be very short about that. Many people have already received it, and this is the opposite world from me here. Normally, living in Hong Kong, I tend to get a lot of games first, but they shipped everything to the USA and Europe, and then from China, and then shipped it back to China. I don't know why, but that's how it happened. So the game just left from Newark, USA, and it's on the way. So I know it'll arrive somewhere in the next couple of weeks. About the game, I've heard it is extremely difficult, but there's a lot of game in the box, but it also takes a long time to play, which according to some people is not that good because it's a small box game. But anyway, once again, a lot of game in the box, but not easy at all. So we'll see when it arrives. I should probably also play Tiny Epic Galaxies that I have, and Tiny Epic Pirates that I also have that I haven't touched yet. But anyway, so updates is a lot of people received it, a lot of people have not yet, but it's going around now. And also everybody suggests check the Diced play along tutorial because apparently the manual is crap. Agents of SMERSH. Okay, we're nearing the end here. Okay, Agents of SMERSH. This one is supposed to be delivered in November 2021. I wanted Agents of SMERSH because I really liked Tales of the Arabian Nights, even though I sold it. Adventure game, super narrative game. You walk around, always stories happening. But this is the same thing in Agents of SMERSH, but then you're a spy. Okay, so you can imagine all the all the spy movies and series. They're all thrown into here. Okay, going around. So most epic narrative storytelling game of all time. You're going around the globe. You're looking for Dr. Lobo, and you're using your advanced skills. All these things, but basically it's constant stories and making choices. Should be really funny and cool at the same time. Yeah, so it's I'm super excited about this one. Really excited because I was really bummed out that it wasn't available for the longest of time, and then they did this reprint. I was on there like a missile. It's probably not the correct way to say it, but I don't care. So what is this state of SMERSH? Well, SMERSH, they production was halted because of Chinese New Year, but it should hit the tables all over the world this year. But it will probably be late April. Here we're looking to fulfill late in April instead of March. So yeah, once the holiday is done and production resumes, SMERSH will be the first to complete and leave China. So that should also be arriving very, very, very soon. Next we have Starlight, but it is no longer Starlight because there was some name issues there. They had to change it, plagiarism and so on. Not plagiarism, what's it again? Anyway, they can't use the name. So it was renamed Stars of Akairos, which wasn't really that popular, but doesn't matter. Supposed to be delivered in August 2021. So we're going farther back now. So what is the situation there? Oh, wait. Ooh, I was supposed to talk about the game first. Basically, what is Starlight? They never changed the games, the names basically. Basically, it's a huge space adventure. Okay, narrative-driven solo cooperative game set in a draconian system, close to completing your training as a pilot when an unknown enemy attacks and destroys your home planet, and then you escape and you're in the last hope for the Medellin civilization aboard a colony ship called the Sparrow. So you're going around. It seems a little bit like Battlestar Galactica ish as well, but yeah, looks awesome. Like these kind of games, narrative driven, and yeah. So the state of the game is that it is should be in containers in March. Okay, so once again, Chinese New Year. But they have been told all of Stars of Akairos, including the translation packs, will be in containers on March 15th. So 2 years after the Kickstarter, they are almost there. Okay, so very, 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 very cool. Then we have Mission Catastrophe, kind of suitable because they were supposed to deliver last year in August. Mission Catastrophe is basically the ship is going to hell. But you still, for example, good news, if you are reading this, you're currently alive. Bad news, the asteroid you have been studying has exploded into many meteoroids and is now hurtling towards your ship. Worse news, they will not survive. You have to work with the rest of the crew to keep the ship intact, to get supplies and get to an escape pod, but there's only one escape pod. So you can play 1 to 6 players. So imagine you're playing with 6 players. And only one person can win, one person that gets to the escape pod. But you have to work together to keep the ship alive for as long as possible. I've seen some playthroughs, they were hilarious. I cannot wait to, it says wait for it. I'm not gonna wait for, okay, I'll wait for it. I've seen the playthroughs, it looks hilarious. So I can't wait to play it myself and just have mad fun, basically. It seems like the captain is dead, but only one person can win. That's what it feels like. Okay, so what is the update then? Because it's supposed to be August 2021. They said that they have shown here it's already on ships now. We're really close now and hope to have boats docked by mid-February. Okay, so depending on the congestion at the port, because of that they don't have a timeline yet. They don't know how busy the ports will be, but it should be close. So there's that. There's also an unboxing video and so on that you can go and check out, or you can wait for mine. All right, next is we have Monsters on Board, June 2021. Okay, we're gonna have to watch out or it's a year. I don't think that will be the case. But however, before I go there, Monsters on Board, I wanted it for Halloween. It's gonna have to be next Halloween. 1 to 4 people. It's a dice placement. It looks really good. It says here you want to throw a monster mash, but you need spook juice. You're gonna need a lot of it for the party animals. You need to collect it, and yeah. So you can see it. It looks cool. You have these fear mobiles, but then they made the plastic ones that look way better and also paintable. Looks super duper cute. So yeah, can't wait to get my hands on this. Of course, with the plastic ones, you don't have the different sets, but it is what it is. So, what is the deal with this? Sadly, it is stuck in China. So, it says here, unfortunately, our shipping partners were not able to find a free space on any boat leaving China. I guess Akairos got all of that. Ha ha ha. So it's just like, it's not on board, it's on pallets in a warehouse. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these are the different ones. So there are different models. Okay, cool. I think I did ask about what it means for China and Hong Kong, but there was no response. So yeah, I don't know when this is going to arrive. Hopefully soon, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they don't get stuck there too long. Adventures in Neverland, March 2021. Like I said, we're going further and further back here. We're not finished yet. We have like 5 to go. This is the 5th, so 4 more after this. Adventures in Neverland, it seemed cool. An adventure story about Peter Pan and so on. Take the role of the wayward Peter, the notorious Captain James Hook, and many more while you explore the ever-changing island, gain companions and items, unlock new abilities, interact with locations and characters, and gain experience during numerous adventures. You see, I did the base pledge, but then I upgraded later, of course. So why? Because you have a lot of storylines in the adventure deck. So you can see the decks in a second. Here are the decks for the different characters, and it's supposed to play differently every time. Looks nice. Nice trays as well. Is it this one with the ship? Yeah, you have the ship that can actually break in two because you have the standees as well. I'm sure we'll find that later on when we scroll down. Here's a Jolly Roger that can actually sink. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of nice little details, but then it suddenly got bogged down in production and everything. So what is the current situation of Adventure of Neverland? They say it's going to take 1 or 2 months to bring it to perfection. So it says here the English stories and other parts of the game are completely done, so that's cool. And it said here, better timeline. Our partners will need about 1 to 2 months still to make sure everything reads and looks perfect. The factory is giving them 60 days to complete the full production. Although one of the partners says they're experiencing lead times of up to 85 days. So they think end of June. All right. So we'll see then. And then, of course, they still have to ship because they haven't desisted. So they think shipping will be end of August. So yeah, still a while. Like I said, I thought all these would be delivered this month or next month. This is one of the surprises that I discovered. It's going to be even longer. Okay. Oh, chai and high tea. I need to have a drink for this. Okay, this one is weird because fulfillment was supposed to be last year, December 2020. And if you look at the comments, a bunch of people got it, and then loads of people did not got it at all. Didn't get it at all. Didn't get my copy. Another week gone by, nothing. Still nothing in New Zealand. There's no answers whatsoever. Still nothing in Asia. Is this abandoned or not? So there's a lot of stuff here. I'm not gonna go over everything, but it's just you know, this is Dave Chapman from the campaign as well. He's just taken over to try and find a way through the disaster. He is definitely not to blame. He's doing his best as much as he can. Right, so yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like even here, he's saying about if you haven't gotten anything yet, Asia is not mentioned. So it says here, everywhere else, this is not intended to dismiss or ignore the areas still without fulfillment. Rather, this is a task that I have the access and ability to take on with minimal outside delays, removing from the bottleneck, slowing other concerns down. So basically, I have no idea when I'm going to see my game. Luckily, and I'm saying luckily because this is just an expansion, you know, it's not a full-fledged game. See, my computer won't even load it anymore. It's just an expansion to Chai. So it's just a small little box, you know, that's it. But apparently, yeah, I'm sure they're not laughing this much anymore. Maybe they are, but the backers aren't. It's a complete and huge mess all over the place, and so many people are angry, and they kept the pledge manager open for so long, and people are like, why is this still on? There was like rumors that they were out of business, but then turned out not to be true. And then Dave, well no, this guy here So this is Dan and Connie. This is not Dave, right? Dave came in to try and help as much as possible. It's been a mess. So yeah, I also don't have that good a view on it, to be honest. I also didn't really feel like getting all the details. All I know is a mess, and God only knows when people are going to see their copy. But yeah, if you have your own questions, Dan in the comments is doing his utmost to try to find a way through it all. I do not envy him at all. Okay, and then we have Manchukuo. This is also horrible. The game itself looks cool. It's all about worker placement as well. You have your own, is it your own dojo? Is it, if I'm not, like, the comments are really good, right? You can see flabbergasted, very special, next level worker placement game, really innovative, a breath of fresh air, la la la. So basically, I thought it was a dojo. Was it a dojo? I'm not sure anymore. It's been so long. Disciples, right? You have a school with your disciples. You're going around doing stuff, training. You have this risk and so on. It's very nice. You're jumping around all places, and there's some guys going around that can capture you, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time, but looks very nice. The playthroughs look cool as well. You could choose different styles to cover up your box to make it even cooler. All really good. You can see all in Master Pledge. Supposed to be delivered September 2020. A long time ago. But I am happy to say that now slowly, very slowly, it started moving again. They're now at the sample phase, and it's even sharing emails to prove this is actually happening. Okay, so slowly some people are starting to have faith again. So yeah, we'll see. It just says that, because at one point they had multiple projects going, and they were using money from one project to fulfill another project, and you know that's just a bad recipe. It's a recipe for disaster. So yeah. It says here, in short, both Onimaru's and Montana's fulfillment dates are in a way dependent on this project. So it's trying to put everything together and everything. So yeah, it is. It's definitely a huge challenge. But you can see here, thank you for the updates. Glad to hear things moving along. Yeah. So, but then there's also other people saying, "Oh, here we go again." So at least there's movement, right? I mean, I am going to be over the moon. Yeah. I did this. I guess now I can change it to this. I'm gonna be over the moon when I eventually get it. You know, maybe I'll have a little bit of an unboxing party for actually getting the game, and then it turns out it sucks. No, hopefully not. Okay, then we have Dungeonology. Now, Dungeonology was supposed to ship April 2020. It says. But we did get it. We did get it fairly on time, if I'm not mistaken. Do I have the document open? Actually, I do. There's a lot of stuff here. Where's Dungeonology? Where's Dungeonology? Where's Dungeonology? Cannot find it. Here, Wave 1. It was on time. Yeah, so April was on time. Right, cool. So, yeah, you can see here. I'll do a video one time about the most delayed Kickstarters I have. Anyway, so this was on time, but then Wave 2 got humongously delayed. So this here, what you see here, this is what I got, okay? That's fine. But then there's some Wave 2 stuff. These expansions that you see here, everything, like where is it? I went past some of them already. I just want to, the Professor Pledge, like Cersei expansion I also got, because that arrived. All these I have. That's all no problem. Here, the Winter Cycle. That is still on the way. SG, the 4th floor. This one, this stuff, still on the way. The Alchemy Cycle, still on the way. Fantastic Beasts, still on the way. Hunting Cycle, still on the way. Midara crossover, all this stuff. It's all just still on the way. Right, it's all Wave 2 stuff. It's supposed to be really cool as well, but then it just slowed down like crazy. Oh my goodness. So a lot of people lost faith, but now finally it seems they've arrived at the last phase. You see a lot of boxes here, apparently ready. Production has been completed end of November as planned, but now they're organizing shipments. So, so they have this typical message about how shipment is crazy and super bad and all that kind of stuff, which is true. It is true. So it is a bit different for Asia apparently, because they say VF5 will start beginning of January 2020, but that was not true. I mean, I haven't gotten anything yet. So unless something was delayed there as well. So I don't know, we'll see. It says here, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to ask the question. And it says they don't have a lot of news. China stopped everything because of Chinese New Year. So I hope it will happen soon. So yeah, people are worried, but at least some people are also like, here, what happens if the price doesn't go down, you know? And I think it's here in the comments where they also said that they are going to combine it with one of their other projects, probably to lower the cost as much as possible, which is of course a good idea. It says here, I went to see it on the DEI campaign. They reported they would try to ship everything at the same time, that the costs were crazy, they could not ship in February. And it seems even their partners are not talking to them about an improvement before June. So it's as usual, very confused. They hope a lot of things as usual and perhaps some magic tricks to resolve that crisis and so on. So yeah, we'll see, I guess. In a way, I hope I get mine, so at least I can show people what they're waiting for. That always helps ease the tension a little bit. And of course, you want what you pay for, right? And shipping is crazy. Nobody's saying it's not. But in the end, yeah, people are going to want what they want, right? It's what they paid for. And then the last one, it was already mentioned before, and that is Onimaru, supposed to be shipped in September 2019, as 2 years and a half. Same people as Manchukuo that we just talked about, same people. Like I said, they had multiple projects, one funding for the next one, for the next one, for the next one. They're going to ship this together with Manchukuo, apparently. Onimaru, I wanted this because it's a solo game, made me think of Naruto and so on. Looks really cool, has a gates that later on you'll see standing gates, you know, stuff that you normally get on Etsy would then here be included. There's some wooden pieces as well. But it just shows, it told a nice story, right? But then the actual production, the actual fulfillment, the actual game, like the deluxe edition looks so nice, but the actual game and everything, it's not that easy. Like see here, the shadow gates, you know, that's supposed to come with it and everything. I mean, anyone who is good at making graphics and designing can whip up something like this. And but then if you end up in such a mess, it just destroys confidence, right? But now they also updated again, so they started updating again. They're in the sample phase, sending samples in, getting them back, and like I said, posting the emails to show that they actually are improving the different things and so on. And yeah, hopefully the stuff we get will also be what was promised. So it looks nice if you look at it like this, right? It looks really nice. And I don't know exactly when they're going to get a partner and so on, but they will wrap it like they did with Rurik. So they give a lot of details. And then people honestly say, very meaty updates, you know, they appreciate it. This is the kind of update we should have received 1-2 years ago. That's true. So, but at least it's going forward, because these games were marked in brown on my list as in unknown, no idea what's going to happen with them. But I am happy that they got there. Okay, that is the end of the Kickstarters that I have coming in for the next 2 months, that hopefully I'll be able to do some unboxings of, that I'll be able to do playthroughs and everything else. Please do let me know what you are looking forward to the most, what you want to see playthroughs of for sure, and even maybe what you don't want to see playthroughs of. Make my life easier. No, I'll probably do it anyway. But yeah, so whatever you feel, just comment, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And maybe I said something wrong. Maybe you have an update somewhere like, hey, that's not true. Then please do correct me, and I will pin your comment or whatever. I hope I'll see you again next time for these games when I do playthroughs and unboxings. My name was Joachim. This will still be tomorrow. This was So Many Games, So Little Time. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.